Hey guys, it's Pastor Bob from First Church coming to you again. I got something I want to talk about. It's not a message, it's just a thought. And I want to read to you from Ephesians chapter 2, 29 and 30. So then welcome him in the Lord with great joy. Now this is Epaphroditus, who the people of Philippi had sent to Paul, and he'd ministered to Paul, but he'd gotten very sick, so Paul sent him back. And he says, welcome him with great joy and honor people like him, because he almost died for the work of Christ. He risked his life to make up for the help you yourselves could not give me. So with Epaphroditus, we don't know a lot about him, but we do know a few things. There's clues. One is his name. And the name Epaphroditus is taken from the goddess Aphrodite, who was the goddess of love and also was the goddess of gamblers, in an interesting thing. And so the name kind of meant lovely or pleasing or someone who was fortunate or lucky. And so he got his name. Evidently, he grew up in a home that was not a Christian home. And he got his name. He was named after the goddess Aphrodite. Now, Paul tells us that he risked his life for him. And he uses a word there. It's Paraboleuomai, which is a gambling term, which means to go all in, when you put everything in on the table and give everything you've got on one hand or one roll of the dice. Dice is what they usually played back then. And Paul, in this passage, is kind of making a pun on that name, because Greek gamblers, before they were on a big, like say, making a very big roll, like they'd gone all in or something like that, they would invoke Aphrodite, the goddess of gamblers, and they would say Epaphroditos. Now, Epaphroditus is his name, but Epaphroditos means bless me, Aphrodite, or bless this roll. And so Paul kind of makes a play on that when he says, he's telling them this man with a gambler's name went all in for Jesus, that word Paraboleuomai, to go all in. And Paul says that he risked his life. He took that chance to go all in for him. And then we see in the development of the church, in the early church, there was a group of men and women who became a part of a society in the early church that would nurse the sick, that would bury the dead in times of great tragedies, or like with plagues and things like that. They were the people who were known to run to the danger instead of run away from it. When a plague would sweep, we know from some of the Greek historians, when a plague would sweep through some of those cities, people would abandon the cities. They'd abandon their loved ones. If they had a loved one that was sick, they'd just leave them in the home, and they'd run to get out of the city and just leave them to die. And so these Christians who ran to the plague would come and bury the dead. They'd nurse the sick at great risk to their own lives. And they were called the Society of the Paraboleuomai. That is, the society of people who go all in for Jesus Christ. They risk everything. This is what Paul said about Epaphroditus. And this is the society then that took that name and used it as a part of their ministry for the name of Jesus Christ. And I know in a time where we can be worried now about the coronavirus and these various health issues that are going on, we also have to realize that as Christians, as followers of Jesus Christ, eternity is set for us. We have a secure foundation to stand on, and that gives us the platform to minister to others. Not necessarily to take outrageous chances or do crazy things, but to be people who are willing to minister to those who are in need, even if there is a risk involved. Not a message, just a thought. Thanks.